What's going on, everybody? Are you excited about watching Donald Trump debate Joe Biden as a Tennessean pulling for the last hope of the American democracy? If you are, then you're with me. I'm Brandon Lewis, publisher of the Tennessee Conservative News, and we've got some state news that'll blow your hair back. First, state moves to secure elections in Tennessee, enraging Democrats. As if it takes much to enrage Democrats. Democrat State Representative sues Tennessee with intent to block abortion trafficking law. Apparently, she's running on the Kill More Babies platform. Democrat mayor welcomes Gay Pride Festival with nonstop drag shows in Clarksville for kids 10 and under for free. And Supreme Court grants DOJ opportunity to argue that parents have the right to alter their children's bodies through radical gender surgeries and hormone-blocking. And we get into other things. We're not done yet. At least half of the felons arrested in Memphis, good old Memphis, Tennessee, I don't think that Elvis would recognize it. Code Zero operation released within days. XAI will not seek corporate welfare. At least that's what we're told. Former President Trump will be on Tennessee following Attorney General Skermetti's opine on the issue. So, guys, if you do not know about the Tennessee Conservative, we are the state's largest conservative news alternative, and we bring you the news that the corporately funded media and the GOP wish you never knew. So if you want to subscribe to our newsletter, please do go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com. Hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Gab, Getter, Twitter, MeWe, Rumble, and everywhere else that you can think of looking at conservative news. Guys, we are very close to having a brand new Tennessee Conservative News website, thanks to the generosity of those that are watching. And I've got a note or two from the mailbag, which I've been negligent to report. And I appreciate all of you who send things to P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee 37377. It says, I cannot thank you enough. Please use this for the website and the work needed. Thank you for all you do to hold local officials accountable. I appreciate you very much. We've got another one here that says, thanks to you and your team and family for all you do. God bless. Right here, we got another one taped to it. The Lord bless you and keep you and make his light to shine upon you. And the Lord, in his turn, put his face towards you and give you peace. Thank you. I appreciate all of you sending in those notes. Let's get right into the stories. Here we go. State moves to secure elections in Tennessee, enraging Democrats in the process. Tennessee's coordinator of elections, Mark Goins, recently sent out over 14,000 letters in a bid to secure the state's elections, but leaders of the Democratic Party and the General Assembly are enraged and demanding answers from the Secretary of State. The letter says, our office has received information that appears to indicate that your voter information matches with an individual who may not have been a United States citizen at the time, etc. According to the Secretary of State's office, this info was found after voter rolls were compared with the data from the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security. The letter goes on to refer to Tennessee code that states that it is illegal for a non-U.S. citizen to vote in local, state, and federal elections. Voting illegally is a felony in the state with a penalty of at least 2 years in jail and up to a $500,000 fine. So we will see if they can do anything. House Democrat Caucus Chair John Ray Clemens and Representative Jason Powell joined in the outrage by the request that the state attorney general whether intimidation tactics were being used. You know, we got to have a license to fish, where they check your ID. A license to damned fish. You got to call your local government for the permission to build on your own property. You got to ask for driver's licenses and identification when you fly, when you buy fireworks or firearms. And yet, Democrats continue to insist that we probably shouldn't check people's IDs when they vote. You can't make this stuff up, people. Democrat state representative sues Tennessee with an intent to block abortion trafficking law. Democrat State Representative Afton, it's hard to know. These are made-up names. Ben filed a lawsuit Monday challenging a new Tennessee law that makes it illegal for adults to assist minors with obtaining abortions without political or parental, rather, consent. So I guess the state rep wants people to be able to traffic young women across state lines to murder their unborn child. And that's a hill this lady wants to die on. Amazing. She filed the lawsuit in federal court along with abortion advocate Rachel Welty, challenging the constitutionality of the legislation. Now, here's the thing I don't understand. The pair claims that the wording in the law is unconstitutionally vague and that the law violates the First Amendment rights by criminalizing certain speech. This law is not about speech. This law is about terminating life and how it's heinous and it's reprehensive, and we probably shouldn't do it, right? During discussions of the legislation, Bain was referenced by the bill's sponsors for a social media post she made offering to help minors go out of state to get an abortion. Tennessee, right? We think we live in a state that is different from everything we see federally. What we're going to see right here as these two presidential candidates debate. And what we instead find is that if we don't pay attention, if we don't get engaged as Christian conservatives in our state, all this pro-life stuff's going to be undone by Patsy Hazelwood and all the rest of the ilk. Next story. Democrat mayor welcomes Gay Pride Festival with nonstop, we can't stop it, drag shows back-to-back in Clarksville. Hey, for parents, kids 10 and under get in free. It's like the Shoney's Buffet, apparently. Clarksville Mayor Joe Pitts is welcoming the celebration of Gay Pride back into the city. Pitts, a former Democrat Tennessee state rep. Which Democrat state rep is ever going to miss the chance to promote men in panties dancing in front of children? Not a single Democrat is ever going to miss an opportunity for men in panties shaking their junk in front of kids. Because that's primarily what all this stuff ends up being. Sea Pride, a nonprofit formed less than a year ago, is hosting a festival luring kids 10 and under, offering free admission. The festival will feature nonstop drag performances, while the General Assembly passed a law in 2023 prohibiting drag shows in the presence of minors. A lawsuit filed by drag performers in Shelby County is currently waiting a decision by the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals. And it amazes me that we live in a state where our legislature is so cowardly and so indecisive that when it comes to protecting kids, they rely upon the judiciary. The judiciary's responsibility is not to say if this is or isn't a law. It's to say, what did the law say that was passed by the General Assembly? We've even got an attorney general who doesn't quite understand the fact that the legislature and the governor are the ones who drive things in Tennessee. It is amazing. Supreme Court grants Biden's DOJ opportunity to argue that parents have a right to alter their children's body through radical gender surgeries and or hormone-blocking drugs. After sitting in legal purgatory for several months, the Supreme Court will allow Biden's DOJ to make the argument that Tennessee's law protecting children from life-altering treatments violates the 14th Amendment in the Constitution or the right of equal protections under the law. That 14th Amendment is probably one of the most abused that was ever passed. has nothing to do with the intent of the amendment. Back to the story. House Bill 1 was passed and signed into law last year, which prohibits healthcare providers like Vanderbilt. You hear the word Vanderbilt, you used to think, well, there's some people that built the nation. Now you hear the word Vanderbilt, and you're like, these are the people that want to cut off the you-know-whats and you-know-whos of kids because it makes money. As one Vanderbilt, a medical professional said, it's a money maker. Who destroys children for money? This is the age in which we live. A minor medical procedure, if the procedure is for the purpose of enabling the minor to identify with or live as purportedly an identity inconsistently with their biological gender. I don't even want to read the rest of that story. I got two little beautiful girls. Beautiful. Just as God created them and made them. What adult tells a little girl that there's something wrong with them and that they need to turn into something that they're not, that they've never been intended to be? When you're a young woman, it's hard enough just to be a young woman. Gosh. Anyway, we are almost able to rebuild our website. Thanks to your generosity. I talked to a gentleman named Cliff, you know who you are, the other day, because I do my phone calls when I can, going to get a biscuit, whatever. I'm behind right now because I'm like you. Like, I'm just a volunteer and a citizen. I don't get paid to do this. And we talked about politics and where our kids were going to grow up. And he sent us like $5,000 to rebuild a website. And embarrasses me, makes me feel uncomfortable. I mean, we need it. But it's just amazing to see people come out to help in this effort. Because we're the state's only conservative news alternative. And we do the best we can. We don't weigh much. We're not very big, but we punch above our weight. And so for all of you that have been supporting us trying to get this website redone, I appreciate you. If you want to continue in the fight, we're about to have some swag. Tennessee for Trump. You can see that right there. I should have announced that. It's coming out in the emails. If you're not on the email list, go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com, hit that subscribe button. And we're going to be sending out some information about it. But we're also about to start investing money in growing our subscribers because we need to reach more Tennesseans. It amazes me how many people I talk to at the gas station and the Dollar General and the grocery store that don't know anything about what's going on in their state government. And it just drives me nuts because these are good conservatives and they think that the Republicans are doing them a favor and they ain't doing nothing in that regard. I'm sorry to ramble here, guys. It's an impassioned evening. Go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com/support and hit that donate button or the subscribe button or mail your text to P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee, 37377. All right, I got to get in here. I'm already late for the debate. Hopefully there's a rewind button. I see my wife in there. I don't think there is. Here we go. At least half of the felons arrested in Memphis zero-code operation released within days. On Friday, June 14th, the Memphis Police Department brought Operation Code Zero to Range Station where they arrested 34 individuals, 20 of which were felony arrests. Less than a week later, 10 of the 20 felony arrests were just released. I don't want to read the rest of it. You know how it goes. Chattanooga, our daggum, we're going to get into this in a minute. Police chief, 17 counts. Mayor Tim Kelly, another diversity hire. Won't protect the citizens, but it'll protect the thugs. Hey, XAI won't seek corporate welfare. I cannot believe it. Elon Musk's computer plan or supercomputer plan is not receiving a state taxpayer-funded fast-track grant. Fast-track grants are another way of saying corporate welfare. They're another way of saying picking winners and losers. It's another way of saying taking money from taxpayers and small business owners and handing it over to millionaires and billionaires, which is completely unethical. And Republican leadership allows this SHIT. Terrible. Terrible. This is not conservative. Bo Watson's wife lobbies for this crap. hundreds of thousands of dollars go into the Watson family treasury doing this stuff. But luckily, according to reports, they have not and will not apply for corporate welfare or payment in lieu of taxes. However, such incentives were offered. I'm sure they were offered by these scum-sucking rhino Republicans, I should say Democrats. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Disgusting. I'm not even going to talk about it. Here we go. Former President Trump will be on the ballot in Tennessee. I'm not going to talk about that either. I'm done. We know he's going to be on the ballot. We're in a Republican state. All the stuff the man has been through, I'm about to go in here and watch him. You got to sit down. You can't talk over somebody. Hear the questions in advance. Oh, it ain't rigged. Let me show you how rigged it is. I swear, people are dumb, deaf, and blind. These are the times in which we live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on this weekend? I got to do this in every show. What's going on this weekend? It is my desire and hope that I will get to go to the gym and hang out at the pool with my children on Saturday. I'm a man that likes to get in a rut and stay there. Is it good? Are we having good family fun? Are we building relationships that'll last a lifetime? Okay, let's go do this thing again and again. Okay? We got other things going on. I got to get a computer fixed on Friday. Sunday's a mystery. I got people coming to pressure wash the house. I mean, these are the boring things that consume my life. So I'm sorry. It's not a very fun. But I did just leave Pruitt's up here on Signal Mountain with Michelle Renault and her family that are just fantastic. And all the volunteers that are stoked, pumped, and primed, that are there wearing their T-shirts, just hanging out in their local community. And that's what it takes. If we're going to keep Tennessee red, if we're going to keep Joe Biden out of it, it can't be these rhino Republicans, buddy. It can't. They have no testicular fortitude. They ain't no Janice Bowling. They're no Iron Lady. They're no Mark Pody. These people have, like, very few constitutional moorings. And so the only way we can keep Tennessee where we want it to be is for people like me and you to go out and support these conservative candidates running in primaries that are going to oust these rhinos. Engage. Give them some money. Give them some time. And we can keep Tennessee red. Love you guys. Got to go in here. I'm already behind. Talk to you later.